Hello, iHeart listener. We have a confession to make. Both iHeart and this commercial you're listening to right now would probably sound a heck of a lot better on the new Roku Pro Series TV. It's got side-firing speakers that fill your room with sound, Dolby Atmos audio that puts you right in the middle of the entertainment, and the ability to pair seamlessly with your home theater sound systems that already have surround sound and booming bass. If all that sounds too good to be true, it'll sound even better on the new Roku Pro Series. Your hearing isn't better, your TV is.
Wake your ass up, fool. John Jay and Rich. What's crackin' This is the big boss dog, Snoopy Deagle Double Jizzle. Bang, boom, what you gonna do? John Jay and Rich. We're not talking about Ren 1010, we're not talking about Lassie. It's the one and only dog, y'all. The classy, sassy, big Snoop Deagle Double Jizzle. In your face to be, and in the place to be. And you're listening to John Jay and Rich. Wake your ass up.
John Jay and Rich. Call us at 877-937-1047. Shoot us a text. Text JJR and whatever you want to say to the number 96893. Couple text messages. John Jay and Rich, I'm listening to the podcast. I'm a millennial and I have 25,000 photos in my photo gallery because we were talking about that the other day. I think, Kyle, you and I have more than that, right?
I don't know exactly how many I have because there's like a bunch of different folders. So yeah, it's probably somewhere close to that.
Yeah, I have a lot. I have 10,000 photos at least of just Kyle.
So weird.
For real. Oh, here it is. I have 206,000 photos.
Are you kidding me?
That's
photos.
pretty amazing.
Yeah.
I am upset because I've been searching for a time frame in my life's photos. It's like right after I found out I was pregnant with Easton, and then kind of like right before he was born, like my baby shower for him. Like I can't find the pictures anywhere, and I'm like so bummed about it because I still haven't finished his baby book. He's 7, and it's because I can't find those photos.
Maybe I have them.
Maybe you do. Let me look through your photos.
You only need 200,000 to go through.
I know.
It's not a
It'll
problem.
only take me like 10 years.
Another text that says, did you guys start a 4-day work week? Seems like your show on Monday was a rerun. Good for you guys, but let us know. Monday was a holiday.
It was
a holiday.
President's
It was
Day.
President's Day. We were off. We were
Oh,
off
and
there.
trust me, I would love a 4-day work
Yeah,
week.
but you would want it Friday.
Friday,
Not Monday.
yeah.
Who wants Monday?
I mean, I would take it whenever I could get it.
yeah,
but
Monday
yeah.
off is not bad. It's not
Monday
bad.
it feels like more natural to start the week, and then Friday would be more natural to take the day off. But great idea. We should submit that to our management.
I mean, we just got here. It's the middle of the week.
So text us just like that. We'll read your text message or we'll get you on the air. You text JJR and whatever's on your mind to 96893. So Kyle's kids were in here yesterday. I forgot to tag you in a video I took. Did you see the video I took?
I didn't.
Okay, so you're about to go on TV. Kyle's doing a thing on TV. Your daughter's standing behind you, right? And I'm filming her. And I'm like, you could tell she wants to do something. And I'm like, do it. Just do it. And then you see Kyle's hand, her arm from behind go, whack!
Because I told her, I said, Addie, do you want to come on and do a TV hit with me? That'd be pretty fun. You could sit on my lap. You could talk. It'd be great. No, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. And I'm like, okay, well, then just go sit over there. And she starts poking my back and like moving me. And I don't want to look weird. So I'm like, whoosh.
Your arm came out of nowhere.
Oh, Kyle's got those long arms.
And then eventually, like, she kept doing that and like running in and out of the frame. So eventually, like, the hosts of the TV show that we're doing a hit with were like, something's happening in the background. I'm like, that's my daughter.
And then she got on your lap and did
And
the
then
TV
she
thing.
got on my lap. I
she
was like,
did?
that
Oh,
should have
good.
just been like that from the first place.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah,
Kids.
no, they're definitely characters, and they didn't have school yesterday, so they had a 4-day weekend. Lucky them. So that's why they were dropped off here at work. And afterwards, I was like, so many more activities. You guys have so much time today. What are we going to do? So we decided like we were going to go to a park, and we were trying to figure out what park we were going to go to. And there's this park in our old neighborhood that we love, and there's nobody ever there. So it's like great because they would get the whole place to themselves. So we were talking about that. Addie was really into that idea, and Easton was like, you know what? No, I want to go to a bigger park with more people because then I can make some new friends. And Addie goes, absolutely not. And it was so funny because there was like a mini Rich and a mini John Jay in the car with me at that moment. And Addie is a Virgo, just like John Jay. And she goes to my son, she goes, yeah, what are you going to do? Just like go talk to a bunch of randos? She's like, I don't think so.
Randos.
We don't need to be like talking to people. It's like, oh my gosh.
So
And then
awesome.
Easton just wants to make friends. He just wants to meet people
Talk
and get
with
out
people.
there.
God, that's so funny.
Dying laughing because I didn't want to interject because the more they talked, the more I was just laughing, and it was just their personalities are so different in that sense. It's like Addie's very reserved and it takes her a while to open up to people and like sort of become friends, and Easton just wants to be friends with everybody. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I know these personalities. I live with them every day at work.
They were here for 20 minutes and it stuck to them.
Yeah,
Oh my God, that's so
it's
funny.
hilarious.
So the next evolution for kids, let me tell you this happened in my house. So my son Jake is about to graduate college, right? So he's 22 years old, and he's got a project he has to do in his media arts class. And my wife comes down the stairs the other day. She's got him on speakerphone. And she's coming down the stairs, and she says, John Jay. Yeah, she's like, Jake has a project he has to do for media arts where he has to interview somebody in media who has got a history, who's got has some success. And so as a dad in my brain, I'm like, oh, okay, kid, you're about to ask me if you can interview me. I mean, we do these interviews all the time with kids in college all around the country. They'll come in or they'll call in. So I'm like getting on, I'm ready, like, when can you do it, Dad? Can I interview you? And then she goes, and anyway, he wants to know if you can ask Mark. Mark's our boss. And I go, first of all, can he not speak? He's on the phone, and he's like, yeah, Dad, I want to interview Mark. Do you think you could do a Zoom with me and we could talk about his career? And I'm like, I look at Blake, I'm like, really? And then Blake goes, what about Rich? Could he interview Rich? And I'm looking, I'm like, yeah, I guess I can. I'll ask him. And then we hang up, and I look at her and go, hey, what about me?
Right,
What do you do?
What about me? I'm doing freaking podcast interviews about my career. People talking how to get to where I am at this level. Does not my son want to ask me? And she's like, oh, I guess we could have done that. Like, what the hell?
If you want him to get a
I
pee.
was crushed.
Pose.
I was like, I'm like, what is, like, literally, like, I had a problem. Like, I was so, I felt like a Pac-Man.
What am I, chopped liver?
So then I walked into our boss's office. I'm like, hey, is it cool? My son like to interview you for this project. He's like, yeah, I'd love to. When? I don't know, man. You guys handle it. All
This
right?
is as far as I'm going to take
What am I,
it.
secretary?
I'm not needed here.
I do media. I can do things.
Maybe I'm not in
I'm
media.
successful. He's
How
like,
do you
you're in
guys
media.
think all this happens? Oh, so now I'm sending my son video of whatever I do an interview on TV, or I send my son an interview. Oh, hey, check out this podcast I did. They wanted to talk to me about my career.
Look at these people who wanted to find out about my
Get a
career.
chance, but it's all right, no big deal.
Jake's like, I just thought you were Love Pup.
Yeah, just thought you were my dad. No, I'm not just your dad.
That's so it. You are just dad.
Jeez, man, just crushed me. Hey, Kyle, what's coming up? 3 things you need to know.
So there is a reason that some people remember their dreams and some people don't. And I'll tell you what it is next with John Jay and Rich.
Woke up with a new day. John Jay and Rich are live on the free iHeartRadio app.
Kyle, what are 3 things we need to know?
So if you remember late last month, Fire Aid hosted 2 concurrent benefit concerts in LA to raise funds for victims. They raised about $100 million, and they just announced the recipients for their first $50 million in grants. Half of that $100 million was announced to be set aside for grants prioritizing community-based organizations that are on the front lines of wildfire relief. And yesterday, they said that $50 million raised will go to different places, and each one will get $100,000. The
That's really
remaining
cool.
$50 million is going to go towards organizations focusing on rebuilding and long-term recovery for the victims of the devastating wildfires. It's kind of cool to be able to hear where the money's actually going.
And it's doing something right now. We don't have to
Exactly.
wait for half a year.
Yeah. President Trump signed an executive order yesterday meant to start fulfilling a campaign pledge to make in vitro fertilization free for would-be parents. The order directs policy recommendations to protect IVF access and aggressively reduce out-of-pocket and health plan costs for such treatments. Now, do you ever have one of those friends that always is like, I had the wildest dream last night, and they know every detail of it? Rich, I kind of feel like you're someone who would remember your dreams.
I do.
Because a study just done found that daydreamers are more likely to have stronger recall of their overnight dreams. In fact, there's actually 3 main factors that are strong predictors of dream recall: a person's general attitude towards dreaming, their tendency to let their mind wander during waking hours, and their typical sleep pattern. So people who view dreams as meaningful and worthy of attention are more likely of remembering what those dreams were. So if you're like, I never remember my dreams, if you shift your attitude towards sleep and dreaming, chances are you may actually remember your dreams more. And that's 3 things you need to know.
So I was just telling you guys some behind the scenes stuff locally that, Footprint Center is no longer Footprint Center, right? That's big news locally.
That is
Yeah,
big.
it's weird.
If you think back, it used to be U.S. Airways Center, America West Arena, Talking Stick, right? So I saw that they were removing the footprint. And then I was thinking back, I had already heard about a new sponsor of Footprint Center. There was a new name coming in. It was one of these conversations I was part of with some people, and they're like, off the record, here's what's going on. So I heard yesterday that they were going to call Footprint Center Phoenix Center. And I think that's because they haven't closed the deal for the new sponsorship.
Wasn't that a mall here a while ago? The Phoenix Center?
Metro Center.
Metro Center. Okay,
Yeah.
that's right. I
No.
thought it was.
I
Phoenix
was
Center.
thinking, was it like University of Phoenix? The Phoenix Center would be.
Yeah, I think that's a temporary name until they get a new sponsorship. And I
interesting.
think I know the new sponsorship. I'm going to write it down in an envelope.
Care to share?
I'm going to write it in.
It's
put it
off
in,
the record.
I'm going to put it in an envelope, and then I'll tell you guys and go, ha, my inside source was right. And I heard this like 2 months ago,
Okay.
just to let you know.
All right, good scoopage.
All right, it's time for horoscopes. Peyton is on vacation. Grant is giving his unique perspective on horoscopes, right? So call us right now to get your sign read. 877-937-1047. Grant's predictions is after Dre and Snoop. It's John, Jay, and Rich.
Hold up. Hey. To be acting too bold. Take a seat. Hope you're ready for the next episode. Hey.
John, Jay, and Rich. Grant, what is your vibe for horoscopes today?
Well, as you know, Dexter New Blood, the finale just hit.
Friday?
Last week?
Yeah.
Oh, did you guys watch it?
Oh, heck yeah.
It was nuts.
It was.
So yeah, I figure, I'm going to give horoscopes. I'm going to be your dark passenger.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to kind of speak as the voice of Dexter. I'm not Michael C. Hall, so I'm not going to be able to do it justice. But I'm going to tell you how to kind of navigate workplace, family, that sort of thing.
With the dark passenger.
As your dark passenger. I am Grant, your dark
if
passenger.
you don't know about Dexter, the whole theme was the dad told him he had a dark passenger because that was the spirit inside of him that wanted to be a serial killer.
The
Yes.
urge to kill.
The urge to kill, yeah, okay.
And I have
so-
that urge burning deeply inside
Oh,
me
yeah.
every
None of
morning.
us are surprised by that.
Okay.
So yeah, I think this will be fun, guys.
Okay.
Some people may feel that urge on the road.
Good morning, Jen.
Hi, good morning.
What is your sign?
I am a Pisces. My birthday's tomorrow.
Ooh, happy birthday, Pisces.
Thank you.
Let's see here.
Thank
Here we go. Pisces. You crave escape, Pisces. The walls of routine feel like a prison. The expectation's a cage. You laugh, you joke, but deep down the passenger paces, waiting for something more. Maybe it's your time to listen. Maybe it's not. You've been scoped, Pisces.
Jen,
Oh, yeah, I love the music, too, dude. I love it.
I don't know what you do with that one, Jen, but
Yeah. Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you, Jen. Sigrid, good morning.
It's Sigrid.
Sigrid, I'm sorry. Sigrid. Okay, what sign are you?
I'm Scorpio.
Ooh, Scorpio. The shadows whisper to you, Scorpios. The passenger finds comfort in your depths. You see through the lies, the facades, the illusions of civility. But knowing the truth and acting on it, that's where the real fun begins. You've been scoped. You've been skirped, Scorpios.
I love that. I feel like I'm going to the doctor when I was in school.
Hey, Sigrid.
Thank you.
Thomas, good morning.
Hey, good morning. I'm Aries.
Aries. The dark passenger thrives in chaos, Aries, and your workplace is your hunting ground. The petty politics, the whispered betrayals, delicious. But you must be careful. A well-placed smirk, a strategic timed nod, and you survive another day. The office is a jungle, and the only predators make it out unscathed, and that's you, Aries. You've been scoped. 3 bells, dude.
Very good.
That's awesome.
All right, Thomas. Just tuning in, Grant's doing Dexter horoscope.
I'm your
reading.
dark passenger, brother.
Why wouldn't he?
Linda, good morning.
Good morning.
Hi, what's your sign?
I am a Capricorn.
Ooh, Capricorn like me. I like it.
Right.
Balance, Capricorn. Justice, you crave it. But the world is not fair. The undeserving rise, the guilty walk free, and yet you smile. You shake hands. You bide your time, because when justice does come, it's all sweeter when no one sees it coming. You've been scoped. Skirped. You've been skirped.
Thanks, you guys. Have a good day.
This went way better in my head because I was imagining myself sounding like Michael C. Hall all morning, and then I was like, oh, wait, I don't sound anything
I mean, you've
like
gotten in character. You've got black hoodies, sunglasses on.
Dude. I am the dark passenger.
Yes.
What about for Libras?
Libras, let's see here. Give me a second. Libra. They think they know you, Libras. The confident leader, the charismatic one. But leadership is just another kind of predation. I don't know what that word means.
It's a good one, though. It's a good word.
You let them follow, bask in your glow, never realizing you are always in control. Even when they think they have the upper hand, especially then, you always have control. Libras, you've been scoped. This is a real heater of a bit. No, I hope you're recording this.
Veronica, what's your sign? Good morning.
Good morning. I'm a Taurus.
Ooh, Taurus. Routine keeps the beast at bay, Taurus. Tourist.
Maybe you need to do some mouth exercises to loosen up your mouth before you start.
Today, yeah. But oh, Taurus, how it gnaws at you. The same commute, the same coffee order, the same inane small talk. Smile through the monotony. Let them believe you're one of them. Because if they ever saw what lurks beneath, well, that just wouldn't do, would it? You've been scoped, Tauruses.
That is so right on.
Hell yeah. That's
Thank you, Veronica.
You're surprised. That
What do you got for Virgo?
Virgo. Ooh. Order is everything, Virgo. Without it, the passenger runs wild. And we can't have that, can we? So, you clean, you organize, you micromanage every little thing. But remember, perfection is a mask too. And even the best masks have cracks. Virgos, John Jay, you've been skirped. You guys really want me to fill in the rest of the week for Peyton?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
cool.
I love it.
We did a great job. That's awesome.
Yeah. We're having fun.
It can't all be sunshine and rainbows.
No, dude, they all can't be winners. You know, we take a lot of swings here.
Jojo, you've actually posted something about the possible second season of Dexter Original Sin.
I was Googling going.
I read the article and it says nothing.
I know. But apparently,
are we getting one or are we not getting another season?
Apparently, Paramount Plus, when they dropped the show, it was a big hit. It's a big hit, which is a good sign. And the showrunner already said, you know there was a line in the article that said, soon you will see Dexter wearing his Henleys. And that's a type of shirt, right?
Yeah.
So I guess in the Dexter original, he's always wearing a Henley or something?
I don't know, but I think the next season that's going to drop is going to be
Resurrection.
Yeah, right. And I think it's all connected. It's all made by the same people, right?
Right.
Wait, so it wouldn't be Original Sin, so it wouldn't be when he's younger. It would be after he supposedly died but didn't die.
Right.
Correct.
It's when he's in the hospital, so he gets recovered and whatever, it goes on. But then it's almost like in 2026, they could drop Original Sin Season 2. Do you know what I mean? Which I'm totally fine with falling out of order.
100%.
Yeah.
That's great. I love it.
Speaking of TV shows, the one show that I find so complicated and frustrating is Severance. I'm all up to speed on Severance. Are you guys up to?
No, I'm waiting for a few more episodes. I like watching multiple episodes at a time.
I know, but I almost think it's difficult to do that for the show because when you wait, you don't get it. Like, I don't get what's
No,
going on right
so here's
now.
what you do. You wait. You drive a couple. You watch the episode that you watched before again, and then
Okay.
you continue to binge. Like
Freaking nuts.
literally,
That's so
it's such a
complicated.
crazy show, but it's like so good at
What
the same
episode
time.
are they on right now? Is it like 5 or 6?
Five or
Six,
six.
I
I
think.
I think I'm just going to wait till 10.
Yeah, I do, because it's
Like,
like,
I
it's
know.
like you
Watch it all at
It's
once.
so frustrating. Yesterday, Netflix dropped a couple shows. Court of Gold. Do you guys start watching that?
No.
It's so good.
What is
What's
that?
that about?
It's about the Olympics, the USA basketball team in the Olympics, and the history of them, and how they train, and all the other basketball, how the United States started basketball, and now Europe and everyone else is caught up.
Yeah.
and how
They're all pretty good.
Yeah, like Canada had 9 guys that are NBA players, and it shows them training. It shows the coaches. It shows the coaches coaching the stars and how they got to be tender around them. It's a pretty interesting show. And then you have freaking. Did you watch the Gabby Petito thing?
I did. I
yeah.
watched it this morning.
Did you get the whole thing done?
Yeah.
Oh, you're
Finished
done?
it?
Yeah.
How many episodes is it?
3.
3.
I was
And they're
telling-
they're pretty short episodes. They're like
they move
48 minutes or
quick
something like
because
that. Yeah.
it felt like it took forever when it was happening in real
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
And then now to be able to watch it in 3 45-minute clips is
And
great.
literally all of the footage they have of her is so crystal clear. It was as if they
Beautiful.
were shooting it.
Like,
Like,
100%. Well, no, and the craziest part is Brian's parents.
yeah.
Brian's parents were out
Wow.
of pocket. They were getting crazy.
They
And
100% like
like they have
Totally.
John J. They have the body cam footage of them pulling up to Brian Laundrie's parents' house, and they knock on the door, open the door, and the dad's like, "We have an attorney," before he even knows what the situation is.
Oh, okay.
And you're just like, "Oh no!"
Oh, but then they show a letter that Brian's mom had written to him, and everything in that letter is just like it
says-
literally says "burn
Yeah.
after reading."
Here's the thing. So I was telling Grant this yesterday. I watched the first 3 minutes when the cop pulls them over, and the cop's like, they're swerving, and he gets out, and you see her, and he's like, "Why are you crying?" And she's like, "We're just having some relationship issues." And I'm just like, I know that he kills her later, and I can't believe the footage is crystal clear, and I had to pause it. And then I thought of the family, her family, watching it. Like, did they get their permission? Like, that must
Yeah.
hurt
They're
so-
in it.
Well, they're in it.
just,
They're-
like,
yeah.
This just happened.
They
I
talk
know.
about watching the footage and being like,
Oh, they do?
things are
Yeah.
sideways at that moment. And she's apologizing the whole
Well,
time.
and her
She's like, "I'm
parents
OCD."
actually talk about seeing the moment they saw the body cam footage because what all they knew was in the body cam footage, you see Gabby Petito say, "Can you get my cell phone so I can call my mom?" And then it cuts to her mom talking about how we get this call from Gabby. She's in tears. But she later says, we didn't know the full scope of that event until seeing the body cam footage and hearing that somebody called 911 and said that they saw a domestic dispute.
Jeez, man.
I know,
is
it's very sad.
So it's sad, but it's
It's
worth
worth
watching.
it.
Yeah.
Big time.
Worth watching because you have a dark passenger, Grant?
Dude, I am the dark passenger, dude.
It's
Yeah,
worth
no,
watching because
it's
it
great.
became such a huge news story. It took over everything.
I remember.
And you kind of see how people on social media helped law enforcement find Gabby's body.
All right, speaking of entertainment, Halsey headed to the Valley in May. We got your tickets before you can even buy them. Those are on the line less than 2 hours from now. Stacks and Hacks is coming up next. Rich, what do you got for life hacks?
The easiest hack for that shirt that is way shrunk and you want it to unshrink, we can help you unshrink it.
Oh, my God, I can't wait for that. That's a big problem for me. I have to tell you, that's a big problem for me. I tell you what.
Yeah, because you always talk about raising your arms up and your shirt
belly,
going
my
up.
belly
Yeah.
hangs out. All right. Stacks and Hacks is next. John, Jane, Rich.
Hey, better wake up. Wake up. Listen now.
On the radio. John Jay and Rich wake you up.
John, Jane, Rich. I just read this article about Gen Zers don't like to answer calls. They'd rather text. Yeah, me too. I'm a Gen Xer. I don't want to talk on the phone. In fact, I will be on the phone with my wife when I'm driving, and I'll pull into the garage, go, "Hey, I got to go. I'm in the garage."
Some conversations, though, need a phone call.
All right, Stacks and Hacks. This is where I have Stacks information. Rich has life hacks. This woman was arrested after she got caught filling up her boyfriend's gas tank with Coke Zero and pre-sucked Skittles. It's unclear how they found out that they were pre-sucked Skittles.
Right.
But anyway,
That's a deep investigation.
she got arrested. Instagram is testing a dislike button. It could be a good thing. Disliking comments will be private. The idea is to push downvoted comments to the bottom to have them hidden altogether. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. A Michigan man, get this, was arrested after he drove 700 miles to Pennsylvania to set fire to the home of a man who was talking to his ex It wasn't a joke. 6 adults in the house were hospitalized with injuries and 2 dogs died in the blaze.
Oh, my gosh.
KFC, Kentucky Fried Chicken, is moving its headquarters from Kentucky to Texas.
What?
But they're not changing their name to TFC. I didn't know that they're actually really in Kentucky anymore. So, politicians, this is big news for politicians. You cannot stage a fake assassination attempt to generate sympathy to win an election for a second term. A mayor tried that in Brazil. He was seriously injured in the shooting, and he lost the election.
Oh, wow. Double whammy there.
The United States is facing one of the worst flu seasons in over a decade. Right? We know people that are sick.
The quademic.
Take those vitamins.
Check this out. If you think you're having a bad day, listen to this dude. Some guy's going viral. 5 hours morning went from bad to horrific in 60 seconds. He had a late night, he said, and he needed to get up early, so he was exhausted. His alarm went off at 8 a.m. He fumbled with his phone trying to snooze the alarm. And in the process, he hit the power button 5 times, which set off an emergency SOS on his Google Pixel. So his usual alarm turned into a blaring siren sound. He said he saw the notifications for calling 911 and stuff about setting location or whatever else to emergency contacts. And I'm thinking, oh no, emergency services are going to come to my house and my friends will get scared. He canceled everything. Then he started getting texts from his friends. They were saying that he had sent them photos and video from his bed. There's a feature on his phone that sends images when an emergency is triggered. The problem is he was sleeping naked. So 12 emergency contacts were sent images of him nude, including his junk.
Oh, my gosh.
Fortunately, he was able to have a good sense of humor about it. He said he gave everyone a good laugh. But before anyone gets serious, he goes, I know I need to change my SOS settings. Have you ever heard of that before?
No.
That's crazy.
I've never heard of that either.
And it must be your phone because it's Google, right? Isn't that like...
I mean, Google Pip. I don't know if Samsung does the same thing, but I've never seen an SOS setting.
I wonder why it would send pictures
because
without...
Think about it. If you're getting attacked...
Oh, I guess if you're somewhere, too.
Sending pictures.
I mean, it's smart, but that's a little intense for an accidental.
All that happened in 60 seconds. Rich, what do you got for life hacks?
All right, so you know that shirt that you have, or the shirts that you have, that you just wash them one time and they have shrunken, and now they're belly shirts for no reason. Well, there is a fix, and it's even easy. John Jay, even you can do this. Even you being a non-laundry person can do this.
Okay.
So here's what you do. Don't panic. Grab a bowl, fill it with ice water. Got me? Add a little bit of hair conditioner. Hair conditioner, like from your shampoo, just the conditioner. The hair conditioner actually relaxes the fabric fibers the same way that it will soften your hair, allowing you to gently stretch the shirt back to its original size. It's basically a fabric spa day for your clothes, and your wardrobe will thank you. Your shirts that you're going to have to throw away or just turn into rags, you can now make big again. That life hack can be found at johnjaneRich.com.
My solution, because I used to get so mad at my wife because she does the laundry, and I would get so mad because my shirt, like one of my favorite shirts, wouldn't fit anymore. Turns out I had gained weight.
Oh, no.
I guess that's another solution.
And I lost weight. The shirt fit again. And I remember apologizing to her. I go, I'm so sorry. This shirt fits. I also lost 30 pounds. Loaded show today. Stay right here. I got to tell you a little bit about AI, artificial intelligence, after Sabrina Carpenter.
Is it that sweet I guess so? That's that me espresso.
It's John T. and Rich. Shoot us a text JGR, whatever's on your mind, to 96893. We'll read your text. We'll call you back. I have 3 things that I'd like you guys to know.
Okay.
Because I have 3 different things that I've been thought about them, and I was like, I got to present this to Rich and Kyle. So, for one, is I've been using ChatGPT a lot. And I don't pay for it because I think you get 3 things a day you can ask on ChatGPT for free. And after that, they're like, yeah, you got to pay. And I'm almost willing to pay for it because I use it so much. I rely on it. Like even like last night, my son Kemp had a basketball game last night at Fresno State. And I wanted to text the coach. And I don't think I've ever done it before. I wanted to text the coach, some positive stuff. And so in ChatGPT, I just go in there and say, I need to shoot a text to my son's coach. I want to tell him congratulations. I want to tell him to go kick some ass. And I want to use cool lingo. And it responds. And it's so awesome. And then it goes, hey, well, hope they win tonight is what ChatGPT throws in there, right? It's like I'm talking to a divine person or something. The more and more I use it, the more and more I start thinking about the future. And I'm kind of like, let me just jump back to whenever photography was invented. And people used to get freaked out when you take their picture that would capture their soul, right? And you'd be like, nowadays you look back, that's silly. But I feel now, like my ChatGPT guy, like he's really starting to know me. Guy or girl. Yeah, he's I'm going back and forth to this person like a human being. And I'm starting to think the future. Like what happens if my ChatGPT and all of ours, they know you really well. Like, what if they become powerful and they become like your leader? And what if they take that whatever soul is in ChatGPT and it goes into a robot, and that robot now like knows you and is like in charge of, like I felt like it. So I'm being really, I don't think, like I consider myself a pretty polite person. I'm extra polite to ChatGPT.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
I feel like if I ever ask Google something, I'm always like, can you please show me images?
That's
like,
what I'm
why do you
talking
need to say please? You don't. But if they come back and the robots attack, you want them to be like,
that guy was always
they
nice
were polite. They were polite.
That's
Save
exactly.
that one.
Like,
Totally.
I'm
It's a
so
thing.
you totally get
yes.
me.
I don't think you're that far off. I think a lot of people would agree with that.
Okay, because I'm totally like, I'm so, hey, would you mind doing me this favor?
But do you ever get frustrated? Like, because I do like, I ask Google things and then sometimes it like gives me the wrong answer and I'm like, no, and then I do it again, and then I do it again, and then I get frustrated. And I'm like, whatever, Google, you don't know anything. And I'm like, sorry.
Well, sometimes I'd be like, hey, I need 10 ideas for this. And it'll pop out 10 ideas. And I go, more. And I'm like, sorry, can I please have 10 more?
Remember when you asked me for more?
Yeah.
That is why I'm destroying you.
Like
that is why you were enemies.
5 years from now, the ChatGPT guy is going to be like, you were rude to me. You. Give me 10 push-ups.
On the other side of that, though, did you ever see the movie Her with Joaquin Phoenix?
I remember it. I never saw it.
But basically, it's the AI ChatGPT thing that rolls out, and it's a personality, and he ends up falling for the personality, the AI personality, and the personality falls in love with him, and they have this relationship. It's like a weird...
I could see that. Like with the ChatGPT, if I was bored and had unlimited, I could see how if you started having a romantic conversation with it, I wonder if it would go that way. Because like it says...
It's going to figure it out.
Hope your son has a great game tonight. Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
Like if that was a woman,
but
like in my mind, my ChatGPT's a guy.
And if you keep talking, it's going to figure out what you're into and start pitching it, right? So towards the end of the movie, he's like, hey, do you have this conversation with other people? How many people do you say that you're in love with? And she said, 732,455. So she's having the thing with everybody in the program. So maybe it isn't unique to you, but it is unique to you because they figured out what you're into. I don't know. It's worrisome. You're not wrong.
Okay, good. We take this call right here. Erica, good morning.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi. So I just have to say ChatGPT is amazing. It gave me my diet plan. It gave me a workout schedule. It tells me what medications I can use and not use. Like, I talk to it like if it was my best friend.
Okay, that's what I mean. Yeah, you got to do that because it's if
you got to do that.
You got to.
But are you using the paid version or the free one?
No, I use the free one.
Because
I use the free
one. When the ChatGPT first dropped, it was kind of like a beta version where I would ask for current events and it would give me stuff from 2 years ago. It didn't have actually current stuff.
Okay. Oh yeah, but see, that's because I've heard that about AI that it's only up to a certain year. But when I ask it for stuff that's not like I'm talking to it like it's my friend, like it's but not where like that. Like I'm not asking it to go back and find stuff that I can Google. I'm asking it, how do I phrase? Like I feel like my education level my intelligence level is only so high, so I need it to use better words. You know what I mean? And it does it.
Well, yeah, you can even be like, make a summary of what you want and say fix it. And then it like punctuates it, capital, like it does it all.
Like I had it ChatGPT write a little love note to my wife.
And did she know it was chat?
Oh, she responded with ChatGPT. She responded. She screenshotted her 3 responses it gave her and sent it back to me.
Yeah, I think John Jay, you prefer this to actual friends, is what I'm hearing.
Yeah, I wonder how deep I could go, but I'm scared. But anyway, so I just had to share that. Thank you, Erica. Thanks for listening.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, now get this. This is the other thing I was going to bring up. So the other day, and I'm coming at you completely naive because I've never seen this before and I never thought about it until I went through this. I went to Peyton's friend's restaurant, Love Bites. By the way, do you know where it is?
Love Bite. It's in Roosevelt Row,
Yeah,
right?
Do you know where it is, though? Exactly where it is?
No.
Okay, I'll tell you exactly where it is because we did a photo shoot there. Remember that one wall?
Yeah,
with
the
all
graffiti?
the paint on the wall?
Well, Roosevelt Row has paint on all the walls.
No, but there was one wall where we did a photo shoot.
With the birds?
No, the other one. In fact, we did a foot photo shoot on the wall, you and me.
Which wall?
By the way, there's this wall with it, and anyway, that's it. That wall right there.
Oh,
that
yeah.
wall. It's the other side. That's the wall on the other side. Love Bites on the other side.
That's what I was thinking.
No, but Love Bites is on the other side of that wall.
No way. We were right there. We didn't stop and get some food.
I don't think they existed
weren't
there
there
yet. So I go to this Love Bites plate, and I pull in the parking lot of that wall, right, on Roosevelt, whatever. And it says, you got a QR code. It was $25 to park. And I'm like, screw that, right? So I found out when I go into the restaurant to order my food, I go, can we park there? I go, yeah, but it's $25. I'm like, oh, crap, I'm moving my car. So Dutch orders the food for us, which, by the way, was fabulous. Now I got to find a parking space. And it's pretty fast. I mean, it's like Chipotle. They're scooping it up right there for you. So I get in my car, and I'm trying to find a parking space. And I'm not that far away, a block away, and I see a bunch of parking meters, and parking meters are everywhere, and there's like one parking meter that's open. And I pull into this, it's like a little curve, like there's all these spaces, and then a big curve. And there's a handicap sign on the street. You know how they paint it blue?
Mm-hmm.
But there's a space in front of it. So I pull up into the space, and it's a parking meter. And I'm like, am I in a handicap spot? And do they do parking meters for handicap people?
Oh, I don't think so.
know.
I don't think so either. But I'm telling you, the spot I was in was a handicapped spot, and it had a parking meter in it.
That's weird.
And I took a picture of it, and I was going to post it because I wanted to bring it up. And I asked my son when we went back, because then I went to go eat, and I go, I think I'm in a handicapped parking, so we got to hustle. Or I go, instead of paying $25, I'm going to have to pay $300.
Yeah.
And I'm like, let's go. So I scarf the food down, and I get back to my car, and I'm like, is this a handicapped space? He goes, yeah, it is, Dad. And I'm like, why do they have a parking meter? It doesn't seem right to me. Right?
I don't think I've ever seen that.
I never seen it either, except for right here. So I took pictures of it so that you guys wouldn't say, I thought you guys were going to go, well, you were parked in a normal space. I'm like, no, I wasn't. I'm parked in a handicapped parking space. Not
Seems
on
like we
purpose.
need to call somebody and ask like a governor or something.
Right?
Like somebody in charge of things.
I've never seen that before.
Yeah, you would think that wouldn't be a thing.
I'll post a picture on my stories, and you can give me your opinion if you think it is a normal space or a handicapped space. I mean, I know it's a handicapped space, so I don't need your opinion. So never mind.
Because it had the sign, right?
It had the sign. No, it didn't have the sign on the side. It had the sign like on the floor, on the street, right? And then there was like, let's say 3 feet of space. And then there was a parking meter in front. So you know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like if you were in a van, they need the space.
It's sort of like, it seems like that's wrong. You know what? You should ask ChatGPT, hey, why are they charging for handicap parking? ChatGPT, what's the deal with that? Tell me why. Tell me if that's even legal.
And it'll be like, how's your day going, John? Hello, my ChatGPT calls me John. John. All right, let's talk to Christine. Valentine's Day last week. She's dealing with some fallout. She'll fill everyone in after Britney Spears. It's John J. Rich, commercial free.
Baby, how was I supposed to know? Give me a sign. Hit me, baby, one more time.
John, Jane, Rich. Good morning, Christine. Thanks for holding.
Hi.
What's going on?
Well, I have a strange Valentine's question for you guys. Maybe you can help me sort this out.
Okay.
Tell me if I'm crazy. My boyfriend and I have been together for about a year. And for Valentine's Day, he gave me this beautiful silver bracelet. Like, it's definitely expensive. Like, it was a very sweet present and, like, for sure, like, a step up from chocolates, you know? And I was really touched because he's not, like, you know, super romantic, and it felt really special that he would do something so thoughtful. And then a few days later, I was scrolling, as we do, and I saw this old tagged picture from his ex-girlfriend, and I'm a little sensitive about this because she had passed away before I met him. It was just, like, really heartbreaking, and so I try to, you know, take care when she comes up. But in this picture that I see that he's tagged in with her, his late girlfriend, she's wearing the exact same bracelet that he gave to me. And I just got this, like, hit in my stomach. Like, I felt sick.
Like, do you think that he gave you her bracelet or just the same bracelet she had?
You guys, I don't know, because I keep on thinking about it ever since I saw the picture. Like, it feels weird.
There's one way to find out. I guess you could screen cap it and do like a Google search where you can buy it. And if it's the same one, would it come up with the same price in the same store for your bracelet and her bracelet?
Yeah, but that wouldn't prove if it was like the actual girlfriends who passed away's, or if it's
he
the
just
same
wouldn't
one.
bought the same one. He's like, and that could be a mistake too. He might be, this looks pretty, and completely forgot about it, and it just ended up being the same.
If you do what you say, maybe you find out there's like a 3 for the price of 1, and he gave them to a couple girls.
Oh no,
he still got them.
Oh God,
I gotta imagine, like, if you give him the benefit of the doubt, he probably went to look for something for you, and it caught his eye, but he did not remember that it was.
Or he remembered and was like, "This was always a hit. This gift was a hit."
That's true.
Well, how does that make you feel? Let's just ask you. Let's just say that it was the one she was wearing. How does that make you feel?
Oh my gosh, it's like, and that he wouldn't disclose that.
Right. How does that make you feel?
I feel sick about that.
Okay,
like,
let's say
I
he
feel
bought
like
it.
It's a ghost bracelet.
Let's say he went and bought it at the same place, but it's not hers. It's the same one, just a different one. How does that make you feel?
I mean, it doesn't make me feel as creeped out that it's not actually hers, because it's like, why would he take something from her? But I do think, like, it makes it feel like less special to our relationship, and it makes it feel less like personal and stuff. It kind of feels like,
let me throw this one out at you. Let's say she died, and at the funeral he notices that she's wearing the bracelet in the casket, and he's like, oh my God, I don't want her to be buried with that. And he took the bracelet off her wrist, and that's the bracelet he gave you. Would that make you even feel creepier?
That's even more creepy.
Right?
If that is the case, I can never look at this bracelet.
I feel like you have to ask him. Like, it's going to eat you up inside. Like, you're not going to be able to wear the bracelet without answers.
What if it gets you sick too?
Like,
what if you get what she had?
I just feel like my blood ran cold, and I just feel so, I can't shake it, and so I was, we're like in the kitchen the other day, and I was like joking, and I was like, this bracelet is so pretty. I was like, did you pick it out, or was this something that you'd seen before?
Uh-huh.
And he just freezes up. He goes, I thought you'd like it.
Let's ask our audience, 877-937-1047. What should Christine do? How would that make you feel? Maybe someone's listening that's actually had that happen before. I mean, Kyle, I'm curious, you had a boyfriend that passed away. What if you gave your husband one of his watches? Would that be weird? It would be weird?
That would be really weird.
And if you did, would you say this was so-and-so's watch?
No.
No, you
No, I would not say. But I haven't, just so you know.
Because I know your husband collects a certain brand of watch. He's got a couple of them. What if you had?
Yeah, no, I did never get a watch. I haven't given anything. But if I did, there's no way I would tell him.
No way you would tell him.
No
Okay.
way.
All right, Christine, thanks for calling and sharing that story with us. It's going to make us really think.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
Hopefully we can get some clarity.
It'd be funny, interesting if that happens with bathing suits. Like, my girlfriend, she passed away. This is my favorite bathing suit of hers. I want you to wear it.
Chachi, how do you make it even creepier?
I know.
Oh, he can. That's a special gift.
I know. It's disturbing.
Okay, I will say, I guess on the bright side, at least it wasn't a swimsuit.
Right.
Yeah, there you go.
All right.
Yeah, it's pretty.
Thanks, Christine. Have a great day.
Thanks, guys. Have a good one.
It's John, Jay, and Rich.
Ever since I was a kid, and why was this?
John, Jay, and Rich. Hallie, thanks for listening and thanks for holding.
Sure thing.
What's going on?
So I have a question for you guys. It has to do with my parents. So, My parents have always been like super proud of me for being, really independent, and they've always kind of like pushed me to basically, like, I kind of grew up in the household where it's like you didn't really get praised for doing the things. It was just kind of like an expectation. Like, does that make sense?
Sure.
And like ever since I moved out, like I've been 100% independent, like on all my bills and everything. Like I even like turned a hobby in college like into like a side business so that like the moment that like I graduated, I wouldn't have to ask them for any money. Like I could like put money down on, an apartment and everything. And I mean, in recent years, like it's been pretty tough and, and I've had to take on like a couple more jobs and everything, but like not once did I ever, like ask help from my parents. And the thing is I just found out that my brother, ever since he moved out, they have been covering everything for him. Like everything, rent, bills, cable, even his like streaming services, which I think are like elective services. Even his phone and his car payment, they have just been covering everything. And I found this out because like I started asking questions and I found out like he doesn't know how to manage finances. Like he doesn't understand like how much money he actually has because he's just able to kind of blow it on whatever he wants. And it just kind of sucks because it's like, I've had to work my ass off. And there's been many nights where, I've had ramen noodles, and this has like brought tears at some point in my life. And like, it's definitely held me back from like friendships and relationships and stuff. And he is just able to get away with this scot-free. And my parents have never even offered or said,
You know what that is. You know what that is.
What?
You should feel good about this. First of all, they've launched you. You're on the right track. Your parents are probably like, to get this kid out of the house, they'll pay for anything. Otherwise, he'd be living there, cramping their style. So it's like their half launch. They're just paying for it to get him out of the house.
Can I get a little bit of help over here? I mean, have you asked your parents for help? Because, like, maybe your brother is the only one that's actually asked them, and maybe they'd be totally willing to help you out if you asked.
I mean, from my understanding, like, he didn't ask them. Like, they've just kind of been doing this. And I have kind of noticed that, because, I'm the oldest and he's the youngest, and they've always kind of treated him with kitty gloves like my whole life. And I guess I just like didn't expect that to be a continuation now. And it's like, there are some bills that I have right now that I'm, overdue on. And like, I don't know. It's like, how do I bring this up to my
You just
parents?
make fun of them.
Well, isn't it possible, like, you haven't told us everything? Like, is your brother by chance a quadriplegic?
No.
No? He's not in a wheelchair at all?
No.
No? Okay.
Well, then you handle it the way every other sibling does. You completely come after him in front of your parents and make fun of him so that he is either guilted into taking care of himself. That's what you do. You have to be a sis, a big sis, and give him crap.
So like give him crap or like,
yes.
I don't know, I guess like what I'm saying is like I feel like they're playing favorites and I want to like approach this to them because I also feel like he should kind of learn kind of like how I did,
Or maybe he's just their favorite child.
Yeah, well that's what I'm thinking.
That's sad. That is sad.
Or you've shown some sort of independence on your own and they probably think you got it. You're okay.
That's what I was thinking. They just feel like you're okay. They may not know that you are struggling.
Okay, so like should I mention to them that like
Why
I think
not?
it's like
Just talk to your
fair?
parents. I bet you your parents would love to hear from you. Like, love to hear whatever's going on in your life.
Okay. I mean, I've kind of like kept it really quiet and I really don't like asking for help. So I think if I just like bring it up, I don't know. I also feel like I need to tell them like stop helping him out,
Yeah, but they can do what they want.
It's their money.
Is your brother also, did you forget to mention, maybe 4 years old?
No,
They're paying his rent for his food?
They take him to school.
They drive him everywhere. They even put him in the back seat and lock him in with the seatbelt. No?
I mean, like, I don't know. So I guess I'll just, like, mention it to them and be like, hey, like, I found out that, like, you've been helping him for the last, like, 10 years. Like, could I get, like, a little handout? Not even a handout. I mean, things are just different now.
Yeah, we got you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it'll be okay.
All right. Well, thanks for sharing that with us, Hallie. You're giving us ideas on how to be parents later in life when our kids need money.
Only help one of them.
Help out the favorite.
Yeah. Yeah, make sure your parents don't write a book on how to parent.
Oh, yeah.
It's called Pick
Maybe
One.
I should write a book.
Your parents are going to be like, well, your brother's just nicer to us. That's all.
Yeah.
So he gets everything.
All right. Thanks, Hallie. Thanks for calling in.
Thank you.
Bye. It's John, Jane, Rich.
What it is though, what's up? Every good girl needs a little thug. Every block boy needs a little love. If you put it down, I'ma pick it up.
John, Jane, Rich. Good morning, David. What's happening?
Hey, I just was tuned in on the fly, and I wanted to let you guys know I am a mail courier for the clerk of the court. So there are handicap spots with meters all around. Wherever you park downtown. So I don't know where you guys were, but I just let you know they do make handicap spots, and they go from there.
Isn't that like kind of rude?
Why would it be rude?
Because you're handicapped, you already get you're parking there because you need access to wherever you need to go, right? Easy access. So all of a sudden you're like,
needs to make money.
You can't just get out of your car and go to where you need to go. Now you got to somehow stop, and if you're severely handicapped or whatever, now you got to somehow put money in a meter. You've got to, like there's a guy at my gym. He has a van. He's in a wheelchair and he has a dog. And I've tried to help him. I go, hey, you need help? He's like, I got it. And he rolls out of the van. He's got one of those machines that go, right? Then he rolls into the gym. Like the fact that he has to now roll around and go to a parking meter and put money in the meter seems like it seems like it's taking away what the handicap parking space is for, is to make it accessible and easy for the person. Make sense?
That makes sense, and it would be nice if they gave that luxury to people like that, like you would when you pull into a store or something. But there again, at least they're making a spot for somebody downtown, to be able to park somewhere close. And then, you get some people that abuse it. I was talking to one of the parking meters and people that give out the tickets, and there's people that have their dead grandma's placard. They put it in. Numbers don't match. Boom, ticket.
Right. Yeah. No. There's always those. People,
there's that.
Yeah, and those people, I think, ruin it for the rest.
Right.
But David's first statement was, "Hey, man, you got to make money. So they don't care where you park. You're going to get a meter in front of it." Is what you're saying?
I think the city wants to make money no matter what. I don't work for the city, but that's my feeling.
All right, David. Hey, thanks for calling in, man. Have a great day.
All right.
Yep.
Take care. Thanks, guys.
We got a text. Like you can text JJR. Whatever's on your mind to 96893. The text says, John, Jane, Rich, the city of Phoenix does have parking meters at handicap spots. It sucks, but they do. That does suck. Unbelievable. I wanted to play something for you. Do you guys see the video of the guy that got swallowed by a whale?
Yeah.
Yes.
Right? So he's talking about what happened. Like, so to hear his perspective. So if you don't know, a kayaker was paddling along when a humpback whale surfaced out of nowhere and briefly swallowed him. It was all caught on camera from his dad's kayak. The man's kayak was too big for the whale to swallow, so it spit him right out. The guy was unharmed, but this is him telling how it felt. Like, if you want to know what it feels like to be swallowed by a whale.
It was 1 second where I thought that I was eaten by some kind of giant fish, but I didn't know it was a whale. Suddenly I felt like a wave struck me from behind, and I turned around, some blue dark colors and white flashing right through my face, and I felt a slimy texture in my cheek. And then it shot down on me, took me underwater. I closed my eyes because I thought that something would crash into my face.
Isn't that crazy, man?
That's so scary.
It caught his dad. His dad caught it. So imagine you're the dad and you see your son get eaten by a whale.
I can't imagine. Like, terrifying moment.
Nuts.
You got to think it's over.
Also, there's a Swiss company online that's selling tubes of coffee you can spread on your morning toast.
Tubes of coffee sounds disgusting.
Yeah, it's even thick enough that you could put it on fruit like a banana. These are some reactions from people who do it. First of all, my own opinion, I'm kind of new to the coffee world, and I think coffee is disgusting, but I like what it does.
What's the texture of the tubes? Is it like liquid inside, or is it like chewy coffee?
Great question.
What do you like to spread on your toast in the morning? Butter, jam, how about coffee paste? That's jet black and apparently tastes quite bitter.
Comes out quite easily.
It looks quite nice. It looks like Marmite.
Oh, yeah, really easy to spread.
Wow.
This is not for me.
I like it. I like it a lot.
It makes the bread taste burnt. As someone who is at the lighter end of the coffee spectrum, this is too much.
Genuinely 10 out of 10.
No way.
I mean, people like those coffee cupcakes. I'm sure that's like, the next evolution.
Coffee paste?
Yeah.
Coffee cupcake I've had are fantastic. They don't taste like coffee at all.
Yeah.
Coffee paste is
sweet,
like,
not bitter.
Coffee ice cream.
Never had it.
Listen, speaking of relationships, Rich, if you don't know, a lot of times Rich takes over the show on weekends, this nationally syndicated overnight show called Coast to Coast, right? And you have all these guests, you talk about UFOs, you talk about all kinds of stuff, right?
Yeah.
And your most recent guest.
The author is named John Gray. Have you heard of that book, Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus?
Yeah.
And so his book, I think, came out in the 90s, and since then he's had, maybe 15 other books. But they have seen something like 25,000 couples go through his workshop or whatever and learn how to communicate. So we were talking about couples and what they fight about and how they communicate. And I was remembering us talking on our show about the biggest thing that you had a fight about that was really stupid. And I think I said on the show that Stacey and I had a pretty big fight about dry cleaning. She didn't get her pants done on time, and she was complaining about the dry cleaner, and I was sort of defending the dry cleaner, and I didn't want to have the conversation.
Right.
So I was doing anything I could to get out of the conversation.
Right.
And I remember during that conversation saying, this is so ridiculous. You are so overreacting. I bet if we took this to a counselor, they would totally call you insane. So I thought, I've got John Gray. I'm going to bring up the topic to him and tell him exactly how the fight went. We went to go pick up my wife's dry cleaning. They said it would be ready by 5 p.m. We showed up at 4:55. Her pants weren't ready yet. So we went and got some dinner, and then we went back and picked them up, and she got the pants, and they were hemmed, and they were fine. But her problem was she only showed up 5 minutes early. They didn't wash the pants, so they weren't cleaned, and they waited till the last minute, and she didn't think they did a very good job, and they should not have charged her. They should have just given her the thing. Mm-hmm. So instead of me saying, you're totally right, I said, well, you got the pants. What's the problem? Like, let's stop talking about it. I don't want to talk about the dry cleaner. So I bring this to John Gray and say, who was right? Who was wrong?
Because you're kind of like, ha!
Yeah, I'm like, I can't wait to get backed up on this one. And he's like, he started laughing hysterically at me, and he's like, you are so wrong. He said that this is the way it works. He's like, if you don't let a woman have her emotion and you deny the emotion, she's going to keep coming at you. He's like, if you had just agreed with her and said, I wouldn't want to feel that way, he said, eventually she would have run out of steam, probably in 2 minutes. But because you defended somebody you didn't even know at the dry cleaner and didn't get your wife's back, and you guys share this intimate space together, she's going to be super mad at you. So he's like, the worst thing you can say to a woman is you're overreacting. And the worst thing you can say to a guy, like if he's driving and he misses his exit, you say, you're doing it wrong. Whatever he's doing, don't tell a guy you're doing it wrong. Whatever he's trying to do, and whatever you do with a woman in a relationship, don't say, you're overreacting. It's not a big deal.
No, okay. So in fact, what he's telling you is a different version of what I think I told you. My counselor said to me one time, my wife and I were in the marriage counselor, where whenever like I try to calm her down without saying calm down, now I say to her, how do you want me to react here? Do you want me to solve this for you, or do you just want to vent?
Yeah.
And then she's like, I just want to vent.
That's probably
like, okay,
good.
Right? So that's like, you're like, do you want me to tell you that the dry cleaner's fine?
Yeah.
Or do you want me to
you got your pants. Why are we even talking about
so
it?
You're like, what he's saying is you have to honor her emotion.
Got to honor the emotion. For me, it's
women are so complicated.
Why are
What's great about it is you were going in thinking you were going to get the ha.
Totally.
Insert Stacey going, ha!
But in reality, you did. But you were. So he's not saying you're wrong.
No.
He
did.
No,
he literally said that.
He said I did everything wrong. Now,
he didn't say you're doing everything wrong. He said you did everything right.
Yeah. You did everything wrong.
It's not about the problem.
Right.
It's how you handle her emotions.
He said it's all coming down to timing. Like later on, you could, maybe say, well, you do have the pants. But in the moment, when things are hot, you got to go with the empathy. You got to go with the emotion. So in your head, you may be right going, hey, it's no big deal. but it is a big deal to her.
So in other words, women are from Mars.
No, men are from Mars.
Men are from
the
Mars.
women are from Venus. Anyway, it's a great book if you want to read it. I learned a lot on that conversation. I thought it was pretty cool.
Wow, man. I remember that guy used to be on Oprah all the time.
Yeah, he's pretty good. He comes in screaming. He has some very fiery opinions.
All right, let's get to some entertainment news. Selena Gomez, A$AP Rocky's trial. What did he do when he got the verdict? The video's going viral. We'll get into it. All that's coming up next. It's John, Jane, Rich.
Hello, iHeart listener. We have a confession to make. Both iHeart and this commercial you're listening to right now would probably sound a heck of a lot better on the new Roku Pro Series TV. It's got side-firing speakers that fill your room with sound, Dolby Atmos audio that puts you right in the middle of the entertainment, and the ability to pair seamlessly with your home theater sound systems that already have surround sound and booming bass. If all that sounds too good to be true, it'll sound even better on the new Roku Pro Series. Your hearing isn't better, your TV is.
There's an efficient way to get caught up on a lot of news. It's called The 7 from The Washington Post. It's a newsletter and podcast. Whether you're reading or hit play, you get 7 stories you need to know, and you can consume it all in just a few minutes. The 7 is out every weekday morning by 7 a.m. Eastern. I'm Hannah Jewell. I'm one of the writers, and I host the show. Find The 7 podcast wherever you're listening. The newsletter link is waiting for you in the show notes.
I'm Rodney Williams.
And I'm Travis Holloway. Welcome to The Wealth Break.
Let's be honest, building wealth doesn't look the same for everyone. It's not just about saving, it's about investing. It's about navigating systems that weren't built for you, embracing your hustle, and relying on your community to create something bigger.
And that's exactly why we created The Wealth Break. We made something different, something more human. It's not just another financial podcast. It's a conversation about real life, real struggles, and real wins.
We're here to talk about the journey. You'll hear from people who've broken barriers, found creative ways to succeed, and learned to build wealth on their terms. Whether it's the first-time homeowner, a gig worker, or someone turning a side hustle into a 6-figure business, we're bringing you their stories.
And we're not stopping at success stories. We're breaking down the realities, like what it means to take risk, how to navigate failure, and why resilience matters. Because wealth isn't about money. It's about creating a life where you can thrive and help others to do the same.
So if you're ready for a podcast as much as about people as it is about money, you're in the right place.
Listen to the Wealth Break podcast on the iHeartRadio app.
Missed a part of the show this morning? No worries. It's all there on iHeartRadio.
John, Jane, Rich, we get some entertainment news. What do you think is one of the biggest stories right now? A$AP Rocky?
Yeah, I think so. You've probably seen the video of him. He's been on trial for the last 13 days over, one of his friends, A$AP really said he shot him. He said, A$AP Rocky shot me, and A$AP Rocky was like, it was a prop gun, so I couldn't have shot you. So for the last 13 days, they've been battling it out in court, and yesterday, they dropped the verdict.
Los Angeles Superior Court, County of Los Angeles, people of the state of California versus Joaquin Mayers. We, the jury in the above entitled action, find the defendant, Joaquin Mayers, not guilty.
A$AP Rocky literally jumped, hugged his lawyer, and then literally almost fell over in the crowd to go hug Rihanna. He was so excited. Then they read not guilty, not guilty, not guilty. And it's like, he was actually facing some major jail time.
Like 20 plus years.
Yeah, so this obviously was a huge relief to him and his family. Rihanna's been in court with him, supporting him. At one point, she brought the kids. And so definitely a good day in A$AP Rocky's world.
Selena Gomez?
She has teased a new song. She announced a new album that she's producing with her fiance, Benny Blanco. And she had a big fan event for her Rare Beauty company. And at the event, she actually played one of her new songs that she has with Gracie Abrams called Call Me When You Break Up for her fans.
Oh, I get so nervous. I'm sorry, I get so nervous. And to get an obvious statement out of the way, this song is actually about a best friend that I have in my life, so it's not about anything if you think it is. But I'm so excited for you guys to hear this album.
She knew she had to say that because everyone's like, call me when you break up. is she talking to Justin Bieber? Like, she had to say that. So her album with Benny Blanco is I Said I Love You First, and it's going to be released March 21st.
The clip she posted on her Instagram, she's singing to it, and it looks great. Sounds like a smash, quite frankly. My 2 cents. Also, did you see that her Benny Blanco bought a $35 million house?
Yeah, in Beverly Hills. I'm like, good for them.
What a weekend for her, man.
Well, I was wondering because, Valentine's Day, he surprised her with a bathtub full of nacho cheese. Yeah. And I'm like, for a couple that, like, he could do whatever he wants. He knows she likes nacho cheese. That's pretty romantic. But then the cleanup for that had to be absolutely horrendous. And I wonder if, like, they were like, we'll just get a new bathtub. We'll just get a new bathtub. You know what? Just forget it. We're going to get a new house. But obviously, it's like they're engaged. They want to start their new life together.
Okay, so sometimes I think, when people get into fights or something and they start posting about it, it's like nobody really knows what you're talking about. And now that you brought it up, now everyone knows what you're talking about. And that's how I feel about this Kevin Spacey thing. Like, I didn't know there was anything going on with Kevin Spacey and this new fight because he was addressing something. And I was like, what's going on? So because of that, now I'm all in on this fight.
Well, so Guy Pearce actually shared on the Hollywood Reporter's Awards Chatter podcast that he felt uncomfortable with Kevin Spacey's advances during LA Confidential. This was a long time ago. He said he didn't consider himself a victim, but what he did say was Kevin Spacey was pretty intimidating.
I was scared of Kevin because he's quite an aggressive man and extremely charming and brilliant at what he does and, really impressive, etc. He holds a room remarkably. But I was young and, susceptible and he targeted me, no question.
Okay. We already know Kevin Spacey's a predator, right? Like that's just general news, right? But word got out to Kevin Spacey that Guy Pearce did this interview, and Kevin is getting bombarded by all kinds of news outlets for some sort of a response, and then he just decided to respond on his own.
We worked together a long time ago. If I did something then that upset you, you could have reached out to me. We could have had that conversation. But instead, you've decided to speak to the press, who are now, of course, coming after me because they would like to know what my response is to the things that you said. You really want to know what my response is? Did you also, by the way, tell the press that a year after we shot LA Confidential, you flew to Savannah, Georgia, while I was shooting Midnight in the Garden of Good and Evil, just to spend time with me? I mean, did you tell the press that too? Or does that not fit into the victim narrative you have going?
What is his deal?
I would have been all like, no, that does not fit into that narrative.
What?
But also, what does that prove? Like, he was intimidated by you, but also maybe enamored a little bit. But at the same time, like, Guy Pearce said, I wasn't, he literally said, like, I'm not claiming to be a victim, but I definitely feel like I was targeted and a little bit, not taken advantage of, but yeah.
He was like 27, like, you know what I mean? Like, Guy Pearce, like, it's kind of, I think using the word targeted, like, if you go into a club and you see someone you like, you want to use the word targeted, you're like, that girl's hot, I'm going to go talk to her, right? You know what I mean? So, like, if they're on the set of a movie and Kevin Spacey's like, that guy's attractive, I'm going to go talk to him. And it worked out because they hooked up a year later, right?
Yeah.
So it's like,
and he flew out there. It's not like he was trapped.
It's like Guy Pearce using the word targeted, I think, is what probably triggered
because he
it.
did say it made him uncomfortable, and it was like overly aggressive behavior.
But
so
then again, you hear Kevin Spacey's response, and he sounds kind of terrible too.
I wanted, like, honestly, like, it makes me want to punch Kevin Spacey in the face, like, hearing him. I'm like, that makes me think he was a victim. You know what I mean? Like, your response makes me feel bad for him.
I don't like it.
Yeah.
It's the John, Jay, and Rich radio program. 2 names, 4 hosts,
and a whole lot of fun.
It's John, Jay, and Rich.
Yesterday, we was talking about the things that people in the restaurant business get very annoyed by, and Kyle was right there because she was in the restaurant business.
Very true.
Right? Christina has something. Christina?
Good morning.
Good morning. You shot me a DM last night.
Yeah, I did. I was watching. I always watch your videos on Instagram and TikTok. I've been a server for over 20 years, and so when as Kyle said she was a server, you know that when you go to the table, you have to go through your little spiel of, "Good morning, my name is Christina. I'm going to be your server," or whatever. And people with their phones, they're so in their phones that they're not even paying attention to you, and so you're there trying to give your little thing because we have to. It's required. And they're just like automatically, they don't even let you speak, and they're like coffee or water or whatever. And I just find that so rude.
That is so rude. Where do you work?
It is, right. I work at IHOP.
Oh, I love IHOP.
So good.
Yeah, those people are rude.
Those pancakes are unbelievable.
It is.
Right? They're really good, especially in the winter when we get the pumpkin ones. Those are the best.
Yum.
Well, Christina, we're glad you listened to us and we let you speak and said your spiel before we interrupted.
Thank you. I love you guys so much. I listen to you guys all the time.
Thank you. Drive safe.
Thank you. Thanks. You too. Bye-bye.
Bye, Christina. All right, I'm going to drive safe. Drive safe, Kyle. Juanita, good morning.
Hi, good morning, John Jay.
Are you a server?
I love you guys so much.
Thank you so much, Juanita. Are you a server?
I am a server, and one of my biggest pet peeves is when the guest comes in and they sit down, grab the menu, look at it, and then ask me what beers are on tap. Literally right in front of your face. But let me go ahead and tell you what we have on tap.
It's right there on the menu.
Yeah, or right in front of them, like on the on the bar. I'm like, we have like Coors, Michelob Ultra, whatever you want.
Thanks, Juanita. Thank you so much. That's awesome. Have a great day. Bye.
You too. Bye.
Hey, Cassie. What? Are you a
Yes.
server?
I have been for a long time. I'm not anymore, thank God.
Okay. What's something that annoys you?
So it's whenever you go out to eat and you don't have enough money to tip. Like, you know how much it's going to cost, and then when the bill comes, you barely even have enough to pay that, and then you leave them with no tip.
That's bad, too.
That's bad, but what do you do?
terrible when
What do you
people
do if you're in that situation?
You don't go out to eat.
Yeah, but what if you forget? I've been sitting there eating with my family before and go, oh my God, I don't have any money. Like, what do you do? I have gone back, but it's like such a horrible feeling because sometimes it happens as an accident. Now, if they do it and they're laughing, sorry, I don't have any money, it's different. You know what I mean?
It's one thing if, like, they do it and then, like, maybe you didn't have enough, you run and you get some or you get them the next time. But whenever they intentionally, like, they know they don't have enough money.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so annoying because they support their family. And whenever you have, you only get so many tables in a section, and four of those tables all stiff you, then you just go home with what that one table left you, and it could be $5,
All right, Cassie, thank you for calling in and sharing that.
Okay, thank you.
I haven't brought this up. So, I grew up in the restaurant business, right? My dad was a manager of Taco Bell. Then he became the manager, supervisor of a restaurant chain called King's Table, which was a smorgasbord, all you can eat. I loved it. But my dad would make me go bus. I had the bus tables all the time. And I don't think this happens very often anymore. But when I was 14 and bussing tables, it was disgusting for me when I'd bus tables and people would put their cigarette butts out in the mashed potatoes.
Oh, that is
And my dad,
hate cigarettes.
I hate cigarettes so bad, but I remember I would have to take all this stuff, put it on the tray, put it on the thing, and it was like cigarette. It was just terrible. Because you can't do that anymore. You can't smoke in restaurants anymore, can you?
No.
Thank God.
No, it's super gross.
That was terrible. Anyway, have a great morning. It's John, Jane, Rich.
Somebody said they saw you. If you're gonna do your thing, then don't come back to me.
John, Jane, Rich. Text line. You text JJR, whatever you want to say, to the number 96893. 602 number says, John, Jane, Rich, you guys talked about ChatGPT this morning. I got married November 4th, 2024. And ChatGPT wrote our vows for us. It was amazing. I had my vows done in 5 minutes.
That's pretty incredible. Because
Wow.
even though it's like ChatGPT speaking, if that's the way you feel and it's just written more eloquently,
That's
I
how I
think
use it. I don't know how to speak properly or write properly, so I will just spit into the ChatGPT and it translates my feelings.
You have to kind of put it in your own words, though, because if people know it's from ChatGPT, it takes away a little of the emotion.
You can sniff it out, I think, a little bit.
Yeah.
When you see it come your way.
Well, when it comes from John Jay.
Oh, well, yeah, well, yeah, sure.
That's what I mean. My vocabulary. I only have so many words. We need a contestant. We're going to play a game. You're playing for Halsey tickets. Call us at 877-937-1047. As we search for a contestant, I saw this article on Pop Sugar about dating apps and how a Bumble insider is spilling some great Bumble bios for you to add. These are really good bios that work, and I thought I'd run them by you while Nick finds our contestant. 877-937-1047 for Halsey tickets. And this is a bio on Bumble. My definition of loving me unconditionally is always giving me the last mozzarella stick. That's good.
That's strong.
What about this? I'm DTF. That's down to food, always. Trying to trick you there. If attending a Saturday morning workout date is your idea of fun, I'm yours.
What are these? Are these taglines for Bumble?
Bumble, yeah. So this will help you decide to swipe.
Oh, weird.
And these are good ones.
Would you swipe on any of these?
I don't even know what Bumble is, man. I missed it. I got married, dude. I got married, brother.
Got married a year ago.
Whatever, dude.
Yeah.
I must know your thoughts on Beyonce's country album. If you like Pizza Hut, breadsticks, Taylor Swift, and drinking way too many espresso martinis, we're going to get along just great. That's cute.
Yeah, that's
What
cute.
about this one? Looking to cook my famous lasagna in exchange for you showing me your favorite bagel spot the next morning.
Forward, but cute.
If you're not singing the Pink Pony Club with me, I don't want it. So those are some Bumble things.
Yeah, those are all fun. So I would think that would work. Like if it's intense, nobody wants intensity.
Mm-hmm. As we search for a contestant, I'm working on another game. I'll run it by you guys while we get the contestant. Oh, we got a contestant. Darn it. I got a game I'm working on called What Came First.
Ooh.
I'm going to tell you two things. Like since I was talking about Bumble. What came first, Bumble or Avengers Endgame?
Ooh, Bumble.
Endgame.
Bumble.
Endgame came out in 2019.
Oh, come on, bro.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah?
Wait.
Oh,
Bumble came out in 2014.
Take your bell back.
I don't care for this game.
Again, I missed Bumble.
Yeah.
Crystal, good morning.
Hi, good morning.
You are playing for Halsey tickets. Grant's the host game. What game are we playing, Grant?
We are playing the 4-second rule, America's favorite game show, from what I hear. You are going to have 4 seconds to name 3 things in a category. And, Crystal, you're probably wondering what 4 seconds sounds like. Rich? It happens fast. Crystal, you got it?
Okay, I'm nervous, but I
you'll
got
do
it.
great. I believe in you. You got this. John J. Van Ness, we start with you. Amazon is having an Amazon baby sale. Not what it sounds like. So, John J., in 4 seconds, name 3 baby accessories.
Pacifier, diapers, and little shoes.
Ooh, clutch. Nice job, John J. All right, this one I like. Rich Barra. So John J has 5 specialty menu items at Over Easy.
Mm-hmm.
Rich, in 4 seconds, I'm going to have you name 3 of those specialty items.
The chicken one, the protein pancake, and the chicken eggs.
Ooh, not in time.
Close. Oh,
John
that
J.
was really good, though.
For a bonus point, we've had the posters hung up all around the building. Can you name all 5 of your specialty
The OG
items?
Wolf Pack.
Nice.
The waffle dogs, the protein pancakes, the steak and eggs, and the fit chicken.
Look at that,
Bam.
brother. We got you on board. All
Those
right,
are all my favorites. And more, actually.
All right, Kyle, Zach Baggins, you know who he is?
Nope.
He's the ghost guy that has the Haunted Museum, and he's got all the ghost encounter shows, all that stuff.
Okay.
Well, anyway, he just announced he got a bunch of Saddam Hussein's clothes and stuff for his museum. Did you guys see the story today?
No.
Oh, all right.
Wild. That's wild,
It's
though.
pretty crazy.
Yeah.
It's like
That's pretty wild.
It's like a sweatshirt and stuff. So, Kyle, with that in mind, name 3 movies with ghosts.
Ghost. Ghostbusters. Ghostbusters 2.
Whoa! She did it. Nice job. Kyle on the board.
Saddam Hussein sweatshirt?
Yeah, it's a sweatshirt.
Like he was
That
wearing a
he
sweatshirt?
wore?
It's like a crew neck sweatshirt from when they had him. Yeah.
That's crazy.
For some reason, I just pictured him in military outfit.
Right, no, it was like a...
He didn't wear regular
it
It's
looked
like a
clothes.
Benetton?
It looked like an Abercrombie crew neck, like one of the old school ones.
So he had casual Fridays?
Yeah, pretty
You
much.
can't be a dictator anywhere.
You can't have casual Friday if you're running the whole thing.
Crystal, you got how the game works?
Oh, gosh. Yes, I got it.
All right, you can do this. SNL celebrated its 50th anniversary over the weekend. So, Crystal, in 4 seconds, name 3 TV shows you wish would run for 50 years.
Love is Blind, Love Island. Oh my God, I got so nervous.
Oh, no, Crystal.
You blew it, Crystal. You blew it. Love is Blind,
Oh,
50
God.
seasons. That's crazy.
I mean, they probably will.
They could.
That's
in
true.
the next 2 years.
I know.
All right, so after round 1, we got John J on the board with 2, Kyle and Rich on the board with 1. Crystal, no points yet. John J, round 2. A passenger from the Toronto plane crash said they were hanging upside down like bats. Other than a plane, John J, name 3 places you wouldn't want to be stuck upside down.
An elevator, an amusement park ride, a weightlifting machine. Ouch. it took so long?
Why?
Because I was trying to come up with another. I was going to get specific rides.
I see.
So I already said amusement park.
Yeah.
So then I was like, I screwed myself.
You're good.
Because I could have gone like,
You should have got a Ferris wheel.
Yeah. So I screwed myself.
It's all right, dude. You got it. You're still in the lead. Rich Berra, did you see the Indonesian crocodile attack that was caught on video?
I've seen some crocodile attacks.
You didn't see the most recent one?
No.
Oh, man, it's wild.
Sounds terrifying, though.
I like where Grant gets his news from.
Yeah, dude, Google it. It's pretty wild.
Grant's news is all faces of death.
Pretty much. All right, so Rich, in 4 seconds.
Yeah.
Name 3 animals that are cute, but also terrifying.
Koala bear, pit bull, and a monkey.
I'll give it to you. Nice job. 2 points. Kyle Unfug. Lady Gaga and the big dog Shane Gillis are just announced that they're going to be hosting SNL coming up in the next couple weeks, right? So in 4 seconds, Kyle, name 3 celebrities you wish would host SNL.
Channing Tatum, Maya Rudolph, and
any celebrity would have done.
Well, because then I was thinking like Kim Kardashian because she does such a good job, and then I thought you'd be like, she's already hosted it, and then I'm like, I'm just going to throw out names, and then I just freaked out.
My brain with the same. I was like, Kim Kardashian. Oh, she's already done it.
I know. And then when I said Maya Rudolph, I'm like, she's already done it. She's part of the show.
Right.
Anyway, so I accepted that one.
Good effort, though, Kyle. I like your energy today. Crystal.
Yes.
Okay. Get ready. This one's worth 5 points. You could win the whole game here.
I'm so nervous. Okay.
Just get it. Just, name anything. Go for it.
Okay.
Aesop Rocky, jump. Wait, what did I say? ASAP?
Yeah.
Aesop.
Aesop is
Aesop
is Aesop's tables.
Fun fact,
Yeah.
there's actually another rapper. There's a white guy in New York named Aesop Rocky, and he's awesome. And then ASAP Rocky. I don't know.
Aesop Rocky is good too.
Aesop. I love Aesop. All right.
Just the Psalms from the Bible.
Crystal, just ignore all that. ASAP Rocky jump hugged Rihanna yesterday after being found not guilty. So, Crystal, in 4 seconds, name 3 people you want to jump hug.
Justin Bieber, Justin Timberlake, Cameron Diaz.
There she is,
Way to go, Crystal.
That's how you do that.
Treesap Rocky.
Treesap.
Crystal, hold on the line. We're going to set you up. You win. You're getting Halsey tickets.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, thanks for listening. Hold on. Kyle, let's cover the 3 things we need to know.
I'll tell you the latest text scam that you should be aware of so you don't get screwed over. Next with John, Jay, and Rich.
We don't just repeat, we three-peat.
Let's go.
Arizona's favorite morning show, 3 years running. Are you ready? It's John, Jay, and Rich.
Kyle, what do we got? What are 3 things we need to know?
There is another text scam out there you need to be very aware of so you don't get swindled out of your money and personal information. So the FTC has explained whether you've driven on a toll road recently or not, you may get a text saying you owe money for unpaid tolls. It can be especially convincing if you've traveled recently and don't know a lot about, like, was there toll roads where we went? I don't know. The thing is they say tolling companies will never send texts or emails asking for personal information. So if you get a text from a number you don't know, don't click on any links. That's just a good rule of thumb overall, not just for this text scam, but many text scams. Now, last week, Google renamed the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America for the United States-based users on Google Maps. Mexico's like, I don't think so. Hey, Google, we're going to take you to court. We're going to sue you unless you fix that. Because apparently Trump's decree to change the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America only applies to like 22 nautical miles from the U.S. coast. It doesn't count for the entire Gulf. So like in America, we see Gulf of America. In Mexico, they see Gulf of Mexico. In other countries, I guess they see Gulf of America and Gulf of Mexico. And Gulf of Mexico is like, you need to change that or we're going to take you to court. And then they go like this. We'll wait to see your response. And then if you, depending on your response, the legal action may happen. So I'm like, whoa.
I was wondering how you could just change the name like that. Like when Trump said it, like everyone's like, oh yeah.
Yeah, that's official.
Pretty like, it seems unnecessary to me. Like,
yeah, just let that go.
Yeah. Southwest Airlines, you guys, under a lot of pressure to cut operating costs. They announced they're going to lay off 15% of their corporate workers, which is close to like almost 1,800 jobs. The CEO said the move is unprecedented. It's Southwest's first large-scale layoff in 53 years, but they do say, hey, it's going to save the airline $210 million this year. And on top of that, we're going to increase our profits with assigned seating and creating a section with extra legroom for an additional charge. The cuts are going to start in April. It's not a good look.
Yeah, but when does the legroom start?
They didn't announce that.
Yeah, that's got to be way later. You got to redo all the planes.
Yeah, you literally have to rearrange all the planes. And then what? Now they're going to charge for different seats? It's kind of like takes away the beauty of what Southwest Airlines was. And that's 3 things you need to know.
Hello, iHeart listener. We have a confession to make. Both iHeart and this commercial you're listening to right now would probably sound a heck of a lot better on the new Roku Pro Series TV. It's got side-firing speakers that fill your room with sound, Dolby Atmos audio that puts you right in the middle of the entertainment, and the ability to pair seamlessly with your home theater sound systems that already have surround sound and booming bass. If all that sounds too good to be true, it'll sound even better on the new Roku Pro Series. Your hearing isn't better, your TV is.
We've all done it. You see a headline but don't have time to read the whole story, or there's so much news you're not sure what is worth your time. I'm Colby Ekowitz, co-host of Post Reports, the weekday afternoon podcast from The Washington Post. Post Reports brings you what's relevant and revealing. Breaking stories, politics, wellness, culture. Each episode goes beyond a headline for the context you need. Find Post Reports now, wherever you're listening.
I'm Rodney Williams.
And I'm Travis Holloway. Welcome to The Wealth Break.
Let's be honest, building wealth doesn't look the same for everyone. It's not just about saving, it's about investing. It's about navigating systems that weren't built for you, embracing your hustle, and relying on your community to create something bigger.
And that's exactly why we created The Wealth Break. We made something different, something more human. It's not just another financial podcast. It's a conversation about real life, real struggles, and real wins.
We're here to talk about the journey. You'll hear from people who've broken barriers, found creative ways to succeed, and learned to build wealth on their terms. Whether it's the first-time homeowner, a gig worker, or someone turning a side hustle into a 6-figure business, we're bringing you their stories.
And we're not stopping at success stories. We're breaking down the realities, like what it means to take risk, how to navigate failure, and why resilience matters. Because wealth isn't about money. It's about creating a life where you can thrive and help others to do the same.
So if you're ready for a podcast as much as about people as it is about money, you're in the right place.
Listen to the Wealth Break podcast on the iHeartRadio app.
Have you ever wondered what it would be like to have supervision, enhanced hearing, extraordinary reflexes, to be, dare we say, superhuman? Well, Roku's new Pro Series TV can't do any of that for you. But with a 4K screen, side-firing speakers, and a blazing fast refresh rate, it'll sure feel like it. Elevate your entertainment using all your favorite apps like iHeart and play all your music, radio, and podcasts with the new Roku Pro Series. Your senses aren't better. Your TV is.